Welcome to Beyond the Headlines on the WMBD Plus app, where we break down today's local news stories with our very own reporters. I'm Brianna Rittman. Today we're discussing a transformation project for the Fine Arts College at Illinois State University. Then we will be talking about HIV and relationships. Lastly, we remember a beloved former Peoria City Councilman who recently passed away. But our first story takes us to the Twin Cities, where Illinois State University broke ground on the new renovations for the Wantagh College of Fine Arts. WMBD's Austin Feeman joins us live to tell us more about the renovations and what they will do for future students. So Austin, what do the renovations include?
Yeah, thank you, Brianna. So all of these renovations are going to be for the College of Fine Arts, as you said. They're going to total about $87 million, which is funded by state grants. Now, basically, all of the renovations are going to entail, specifically, they're going to take down a completely demolished Centennial East, the Centennial East building, and they're going to build a new common building in that space. They're going to do some other renovations to Centennial East and also the Central for Visual Arts, revamping, updating, and whatnot. And then they are, with all of the renovations, it's just going to bring more spaces for students to be creative and to learn. Specifically, there's going to be some more dance studios, art galleries, and there's going to be so much more, really to kind of update everything and keep the legacy that college has had over the years alive with new stuff, new updated technology and stuff like that.
That sounds awesome. Now, why is this college being renovated, Austin?
Yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, this college has produced some of very big names in the performing arts industry. So the only named college, the College of Fine Arts is the only named college at Illinois State University, and they have some of the most prestigious professors. So they really just wanted to keep all of that alive and show that this college is definitely a big piece of Illinois State University.
And what is the great impact? What will it do for future students, for the future Redbirds?
Yeah, so really it's just going to give them a new space to be creative, kind of bring out these creative ideas that they have and kind of polish them out to really refine their skills and their talents of the performing arts. It's going to provide more spaces inside and outside of the classroom for them to learn and continue growing throughout their college career. So really it's just going to be a giant renovation to bring new life to the College of Performing Arts.
Now, you mentioned earlier, I know I heard in WMBD News at 5 that this was supposed to start in 2021, and so it's getting started now. Now, when do we expect this to be finished?
Yeah, so this was definitely, it was supposed to start back in 2020, 2021, but it was pushed back for a multitude of reasons. But this project is starting now this year in 2026, and it should be completed by 2028. They're not completely sure of when in 2028. They just have that year, that 2028 is when they will be finished, and then we'll have their ribbon cutting.
All right, it's been an exciting new year for the Redbirds already. They went to the National Football Championship. They had a groundbreaking ceremony. Thank you, Austin, for the update. Now, from art to rubber ducks, you probably don't know, but today is National Rubber Duck Day, and that's all thanks to Ernie from Sesame Street. The birthday of his beloved rubber duck bath toy is January 13th. And here's a tidbit you may not know unless you lived through the 70s. Ernie's famous Rubber Ducky song became a hit and reached number 16 on Billboard's Hot 100 Singles chart in 1970. It was also nominated for a Grammy for Best Recording for Children. Rubber duckies are also used for the world as symbols to raise money for medical research and charitable organizations. For example, the Windy City Rubber Ducky Derby raises money for the Special Olympics of Illinois. In 2013, the Rubber Ducky became an inductee of the Toy Hall of Fame. And then right here in Central Illinois, in Peoria, we with the Center for Prevention of Abuse, we have the annual duck race. I think last year we made year 35, so we're almost to year 40 with that. And so our desk actually in the newsroom are covered with a bunch of rubber ducks in honor for the Center for Prevention of Abuses. Now, when we come back on Beyond the Headlines, I'll be in the hot seat myself. I'm here all day by myself, actually, to talk about the science centered around HIV and how it's continuously advancing. Welcome back. Our next local story of the day is something I've been working on. The science centered around HIV is continuously advancing. Now, according to the University of Rochester School of Nursing, there are an estimated 200,000 HIV serodiscordant or mixed status heterosexual couples in the United States. This means one partner is living with HIV and the other is not. Now, gone are the days of HIV positive status equating to a sudden death sentence. Living with HIV is the phrase used because it's exactly what people like Andy Fetz chooses to do with his diagnosis. Now, he's a rising comedian who was born with HIV. He's a Chicago native and received his official diagnosis at just the age of 3, but he says he did not start understanding his status until his mom passed away when he was 5. Now, fast forward, last December, Fetz married his wife Jasmine, who is not living with HIV. He shared he was living with HIV a month after they began dating. Now, his wife says with a background in healthcare, she was aware of the term U equals U. Now, U equals U means undetectable equals untransmittable. So if you are undetectable, like it says, that means you're untransmittable. You do not have to worry about passing HIV along to your partner or kids. And so Andy and Jasmine hope to, in the future, welcome a HIV negative status baby into their family. He says he didn't realize it was such a bad stigma until he started getting older and you get into those teenage years and you're trying to date. And I also had a chance to speak with the executive director of Central Illinois Friends, who was founded to help people living with HIV and to dispel all those stigmas. And so from Andy and the executive director, Derek Himmler, they just say, you know, continue to be yourself. You know, of course, be honest. And if somebody doesn't accept you for who you are, then they just aren't meant to be with you. So congratulations to Andy and Jasmine. Fun fact, they got married December 12th. One of their birthdays is December 11th, and the other birthday is December 13th. So they figured they would sandwich their wedding day in between their birthdays and just have a big celebratory 3-day weekend. Jasmine brought 2 kids into there, so they're a mixed status and a blended family altogether. That's why they're hoping to have one together. It was just really awesome to talk. Now, Andy comes from a generation that was born with HIV. Of course, they dispelled the stigmas about back in the day. It was you were homosexual, you were a homosexual man, and so that is where AIDS came from. But then we started having kids born with HIV. But science has advanced so much that they're about the only generation of kids that was born with HIV, and now they can welcome their kids into their families HIV negative. He shared with me about other mixed status couples. One lady has 11 HIV negative kids that she birthed. So that is just amazing to see the advancements, in technology. And so he says, you know, we're living just like anyone else. We can hang out, we can get married, we can have kids, we can do all the family things, we can do all the things. You know, medications are important, like PrEP is something both Derek and Andy brought to my attention. And we will have more on that. Once you get done with Beyond the Headlines, you can catch me on WMBD News at 6. Now, switching gears here, today is January 13th, in case you forgot the date, like I do sometimes. And we're taking a step back in time to see what happened today in history, so take a look.
Today is January 13th. 1962, Chubby Checker's song The Twist went to #1 on the charts, 2 years after first reaching the #1 spot. She's the writer and producer who became known for Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, and Bridgerton. Shonda Rhimes was born. Plus, Hank Aaron and Frank Robinson were elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. In 1990, Douglas Wilder was sworn in as the governor of Virginia. Bill Gates stepped down as CEO of Microsoft.
We all have to go, David, unless you have some special excuse.
It's my birthday.
And in 2015, the TV comedy Schitt's Creek, created by and starring Eugene Levy, Dan Levy, and Catherine O'Hara, premiered in Canada.
Now that was a great show. I enjoyed it. I've probably rewatched that series maybe like 2 or 3 times altogether. And shout out to Chubby Checker. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. All right. Now we come back. We got one more local story for you when we return. We remember a beloved former Peoria City Council member. Hear what Peoria leaders are saying about him when we return. Welcome back. Our final local story of the day. A former city councilman and leader in Peoria, George Jacob, died Sunday. He was 61. WMBD's Alex Berger tells us how some of his former colleagues will remember him.
He will certainly be remembered as one of the greats of Peoria business and public service combined.
A beloved man and former councilman in the city of Peoria, George Jacob, died Sunday.
Try to imagine a guy that was a well-known and well-respected business owner in Peoria, a community leader involved in hockey, involved in a lot of neighborhood groups, a person that ran for office and elected his first try. You roll all that into one, and that's George Jacob.
Several former council members, including former Peoria Mayor Jim Ardis, remember George as a fun-loving guy who put family first.
It's sad for the community to lose somebody like George. And my heart just goes out to his family, Janine and his kids.
In 2010, George suffered life-altering injuries in a motorbike accident, which brought him away from the public eye. In the years since, many say it was his wife, Jeannie, and their 5 children who were his cornerstones.
George Jacob was also probably above all a family man, and the story of George's last 15 years has been the story of the love that his wife showed in caring for him and sort of keeping George out there. From the Urban League to the Jewish Federation to the neighborhoods to the Chamber of Commerce to, there's few people who have had as much of a diverse understanding of the community as George did.
George is the president of Brewers Distributing Company and served on the Peoria City Council from 2005 to 2011. George leaves behind a legacy of good deeds in a city who loves him.
When he left the council, he left big shoes that I don't think have been filled since then. So it was a big hole both in the city government, but also as a community leader. There was only one George Jacob.
In Peoria, Alex Berger, Beyond the Headlines.
What a remarkable man. Now, yesterday we talked about the Bears winning over the weekend, and I'm sure there are some Bears fans out there who have game superstitions. Actor Ashton Kutcher, who is a big Bears fan, is like many of us. He has his wacky superstitions about watching a game and shared it on The Tonight Show. Take a look.
I'm 100% certain that the outcome of the game is based on how I'm behaving. And everyone in the room, like I'll make people stand still. I'm like, something good happened, don't move. You gotta stay there.
I love that.
No, I swear.
Superstition.
Okay, so the first half, I'm up, I'm pacing, I'm coaching, I'm doing the thing. I sit down at halftime, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not going the way we thought it was gonna go, guys. Like we gotta. So then I sit down, then the second half happens, things start going well. My buddy used to go to the bathroom. He's now not allowed to come back in the room.
That's correct.
So he's got to watch it from the other
bathroom.
room.
Yeah.
Yes. And so he watches it from there. Then my buddy shows up with pizza. And then we start doing real well because somebody's eating the pizza. I'm like, we all got to eat pizza. Let's go.
Let's go.
Everybody get a slice.
Let's order another.
That's how bad it is.
No, that's wild. How is the family?
I don't have any game day superstitions, but in the same realm with superstitions, I have a friend getting married in September, and another friend said they will not be attending the wedding because every wedding they've been to, people end up getting divorced. And so, yeah, I don't have any game day superstitions. Producers, anybody in the control room have any game day superstitions? Yes, no, maybe so? Oh, I guess they're ignoring me today. Not stepping on the white line in a baseball game. Wow. Oh, because if you do, that's Riley, our director. She says if you do, you get out every single time. I don't have as a military child, I didn't really gear towards a team, but Jacksonville Jaguars is one of my faves though, because we used to live in Jacksonville. So, but go Bears. What y'all say, bear down? No one has yet to tell me. I asked the other day, I said, please explain to me why do y'all say bear down? Because that makes me think y'all lost. But that means y'all win, and that's really, I don't. Oh, because y'all doing it first down, second down, third down. Oh, I guess that makes sense. Okay, well, thank you for joining us for today's Beyond the Headlines. You can find all these stories and more over on our website, ciproud.com.
24/7. Log on to ciproud.com and download the free CI Proud to Go mobile app.